I'm actually speaking to you now from an area known as West Jordan in Santoe, between Ashaiman and Katamanso in the Katamanso municipality. People have been living here, built huge houses as you can see, and they've been here for close to 10 years. All of a sudden, on Wednesday, someone emerged here with policemen and insisted that they pack out for their houses to be locked and removed. And this is because there's a new sheriff in town, or there's a new owner of the land in town. That's what they've been told. The residents are contesting that new owner. For the Citi Newsroom today, I've come here to engage with the residents and also this new owner of this land. Follow me for this conversation on the Citi Newsroom. The claim is very audacious. It is challenging ownership of plots of land, over 300 of them in this particular enclave. An enclave that already has huge buildings sprawling up, like this one behind me. It did not escape the marker who came to write on it. 24 hours on, the owner has decided to clean the markings, but the markings are still visible on the white wall here. It is not the only building, several other buildings in this area. And this person says he has a court order to do that, and he has deliberately marked all these buildings, put his phone number there, and even indicated the suite number in this particular area. On the Citi Newsroom, we are exploring this story for you to see how it is going to end, at least from the residents' perspective, how they're going to deal with it. And we hear from the person who is claiming ownership over this land. If you have a wood deer and a Uhema Obi,
a media,
oh dear, who seen it?
We seen in 2010.
2010, 12 years. Unya assassin or Uto assassin.
Mammy be a friend until about Oaseho.
Mammy, I had the chrono tune, Mammy until
Alabama on a toy.
Oh, okay. Now, okay, send a mutia at that time.
That time, no, was a bush allowance near the no, but to share Sikogia 28 million.
Okay.
2010.
2,800.
Yeah, sir.
Or Mamma papers.
Paper no my be receipting in Yama. Na ebisa no indenture ne sanema no ebisa no so nipa ya baha ne yesua no ton asase a o hwe nipa be edu ana edunum na je so de nyina abu no de akomo hene no wasan na chese why documents na mai.
Okay enti montimi anye saade no
yentimi anye
ebesi ne
ye koho ye no mse ma me no nikrum ha
anti aba no onikrum ha na we ohine no so
ohene nan ka
chief na was
no onu na bedi anim ya ko ohene no ho no ohene no so ye on se dan kire so ohene we na di asase no man say on ton okay sa
enti na che say muti ha munni papers obi beka muti ha illegally mu ye illegal occupants obi beka dem fa
ni nyina chi no ye ko maame no ho na maame no ye ko a om se oni krum ha no mo ntine ba bi owo no obi am pese obekire 5 May 2010.
Okay, eno mo de mai Mr. Steven
and
Mrs. Steven.
Yeah
no
me yere.
Okay. Ena Rose Ahin.
Yeah.
Ono e hwan.
Ona oton asase na maame.
Okay. Any anti-Araba no
any anti-Araba.
Also full payment of plots bought from Rose Ahin at the cost of 27,000 cedis. 5th May 2010. Land receipts. I, the undersigned Rose Ahin of Katamanso, received an amount of 2,700 from Mr. and Mrs. Zakaria, being full payment of the cost of selling half plot of land for residential purpose in good faith. The said plot with measures, okay, that the said plot of land is free from all encumbrances, that no member of my family or my children shall ever have the legitimate right to challenge the validity. Okay. Dated 6th day of June 2012. Signed Rose Ahin, signed Mr. and Mrs. Zakaria, Benedict Ahin, a witness, and a Madam Paulina. Okay. And a lawyer, we a lawyer. Okay, that be a license letter writer. Salome Dakwa, license letter writer. Oh, Shaman. Okay. And the paper we also now original, and now see what I know.
Sir.
Believe said assassinate Odia.
No, ampa.
I see. And now. Then I see Uboka, we see no Uboka.
No correct. Aye, we say a danger we see na say we receipt. Ya no wakoma.
Okay.
Nti me to me niam me nyi receipt. Eno an so mato.
Wo be so benya BP. Osuro.
Me hu sika na mase wodan ho a. Wo pekura metim di wako inside.
Wo be bodam.
Me nada.
Me check dan no mo.
No problem.
Okay, pacho me here.
Emu ayesakatu but.
Ayesakatu.
No problem.
But say half plots.
I have.
And now see how many bedrooms is it? 4 bedroom. Wow. And the money pass in the office has.
Ene me yire ene me ma nko na wa ha.
Okay. I see. And here 2 more be there. We go here.
So mutu ya hu baby ebeko.
Na nipa na osi ombetu mo no onim no.
Ma hunu da ba sisi ya me hunu na me hunu.
Oni ube kasae.
Dabi.
Obeye den.
Omo beye gidigidi wa ha say obi ampake ne nyama mpie. E say aban no boayen kakra because nipa na sisi e obedi anim emi ehu say ohene wei e na de asase no maye no ma me nanka say ni ha. Nti ye say ye ntimi hu wei ba asase ne ye media nipa be edu. Wei ba ahaya media nti ye hu nipa poti asase ne ne dia.
We're still out and about in Santoe, an area they call West Jordan, and trying to hear from people whose houses have been locked yesterday, like this shop that you're looking at here. These 2 shops are in front of a house, and there's a tailoring shop in the house. So this is your own house or you're renting?
No, this is our own house.
Your own house. Oh, okay. You built it when? When did you build it?
About 5-6 years ago.
You bought the land or someone gave it to you?
We bought the land ourselves.
From where?
We bought it from Auntie Laba. She told us that it was Bisna. That is the family name of the landowners.
Bisna.
Yeah. And
where?
From their root at Santoe. Okay. Yeah, so it's a family. They are all together. Bisna, Abosu, and Krowe. Okay. Yeah, so it's like she bought the land for them. So she also sold it to us.
I see.
Yes.
Did she give you any papers?
Yeah, she gave us a receipt, which is the land receipt, and she gave us an indenture to that will come in so that she will go to the people so that they will give us the raw indenture itself.
This was like 8 years ago. When did you buy the land?
Like I said, we bought it that 6 years when we bought the land. Okay. Yes.
So why didn't you go to the chief to go and sign the papers on the land?
Okay, the problem is that when we have an association here, so it's like we've all came together to realize that the land is not sold for only one. It's not only one person's name which is in the document. So it means that we have to wait so that the association will go in and find out who is the real owner that has to stand for the indenture for us.
I see.
Yeah, so that.
Right now, you're not even sure who you are going to go to.
No, we are not really sure that who is signing for us because people have been here that they are the landowners. Several people, the Ghan people, and this Ochi guy too as well.
So now that someone wants to remove you and you have these documents, would you go to a lawyer or you're just going to wait for the meeting to happen?
There is not only me who is involved in this issue, so I can't go there alone unless we call the community, we talk about it, how we should move forward about the issue.
Let's actually hear from the claimant to this land who brought police people yesterday to lock up people's homes, ordered the people out, and insisted that he owns the place and is going to remove them. Philip Lati sat with him for this interview.
The people on the ground has all been served with a writ of possession. That is how come some of them try to have the judgment stayed, and it failed. Now, after that, the court granted the permission for the execution process. Yesterday, when the execution started, it went smoothly. We weren't in to demolish. We were in to take possession of the land. So, if you are taking possession of your land, the court take possession of the land. Anything on the land will be, the people on the land will be removed or moved out of the land. So, when after possession, it depends on the plaintiff or the judgment creditor what you use them for. That's how the law works. We weren't there to demolish. If the people decide to take the necessary steps to rectify their documents with the judgment creditor, that is up to them. And you'll be surprised that yesterday before we got there, some people has already taken the step to meet the judgment creditor and had document from the judgment creditor, so they were not affected by the execution. Immediately we locked their doors, they brought their documents, and for that reason we left them.
Land litigation gets very messy sometimes, even bloody. People die in the quest to reclaim land that they claim they own, or land which has been contested. The government of Ghana has thousands of acreage of land, which land often gets encroached upon. There are various means of retrieving lands that have been encroached. What has been happening over the period, this recent period, is that the government of Ghana has contracted a private individual who has a company, which company has been claiming government lands. I have come to the ministry to speak to this particular person. His name is Claimant Jato. He has a company known as Enoch Holdings, which has a contract with the government of Ghana. So what is your specific job? What does the government say you should do for them?
Well, I'm supposed to liaise with the Lands Commission to identify lands acquired by executive instrument. In some cases, when the lands have been encroached, I help government to retrieve them, especially the unencumbered portions that have been encroached upon, maybe by squatters. We help government to retrieve.
This retrieval of yours often is done with brute force. You operate what has been described as a team of langars that engages in forceful eviction of people and retrieval of lands and demolition. What is your defense when this accusation is thrown at you?
I think the word langard has been overused, so it's losing its meaning. I mean, if you have land and you're protecting it, you're a landguard.
You're guarding your land.
You're guarding your land. So the use of landguard shouldn't be negative in this aspect. Our work is always monitored by the police. We work with the police. So I don't see where we are using brute force.
The people of Imimpasem in around East Legon, they say that you have come to demolish properties belonging to them.
The exercise there is very simple. I mean, that land is for government, and so we are taking unencumbered portions of the land, portions that have not been developed. That's all. Nobody is taking buildings down as purported in the media.
They say you are. They actually came to us and said you're taking their buildings down.
No, but then, well, the media is there. The media can investigate that. Nobody has pulled down anybody's building. But if you have started foundation, we'll break it. And if you have wall around the unencumbered land, we'll break the wall.
And you're doing this on the authority of the government of Ghana?
I'm doing it on the authority of government of Ghana, yes.
There is also another story in Mimpasem, not Mimpasem, Santoe, where the residents, they say someone has brought police to come and lock up their building. Is that something you know about?
Well, I don't know about it.
You're not doing any operations?
It doesn't fall under government, so
okay.
I'm not doing any operations.
So you don't target any private properties? I mean, you don't do work for private people, you do work for public people, for the government?
Exactly.
I see. Okay, let's talk about the issue of encroached land. How much of Ghana's government land has been encroached?
For lands acquired by executive instrument, we can't put a right figure to it, but I can tell you so much, so much.
That, and how much are we losing in monetary terms?
Billions of cedis. We are losing billions of cedis.
Now, on the issue of land grabbing, double sale of land, ownership of land, litigation matters, people would often refer to the documents that come from the Land Commission for settlements. Again, they go to the courts to contest some of these documents if need be. For purposes of this discussion, we've gone to the Land Commission in Accra to put issues in better perspective for us.
What is the person bringing? What is he basing that decision on to evict you from property that you have bought and you have built and you are occupying? You see, if somebody wants to lay claim to your land, then right from the beginning, there should be evidence that he came to serve you notice that this property is for me. You ignored it. He served notices. He even has even pictures of your development and the fact that he showed you documents that this land is for me. I have it registered, and so please stop building. So ultimately, it becomes a matter of litigation. It may end up in court. Then that person has a case. But if you have bought land, you have built on it, you live in it, and maybe your neighbors also bought it from the same source, and over time nobody has come to lay claim to it, then ultimately you would have to come and register your title. But we do not expect that somebody, a third party, will come and say it is the onus is on him to show proof that he indeed owns that piece of land. He must come with something. He can't just come and say.
At the end of the day, the person comes with a document that predates your date of buying, and indeed shows that the person actually acquired the land in the 80s, and now you are living here for the past 10 years. What becomes of the case?
As I said, it's a process. Sometimes people say that, if you live there for a certain number of years, then you can have it. If you live there for a certain number of years, and as I've said earlier on, whilst you were constructing, the person came and served you notices. He may even have police reports that he reported you to the police and you ignored it. Ultimately, this matter will end up in court. And when it ends up in court, this is the evidence, this is what the court is going to rely on.